Dear all, welcome to today's lecture in Design and Engineering. In our previous lecture, we had seen about how to set design objectives, what are the various methods by which we use to set design objective, that is the SMART method. Then how to finalize the design objectives and what are design constraints and the different types of design constraints. So in today's lecture, we will see about the design functions, what a design function is and what are the various design functions. Next we go on to design functions. So design functions are actually the things the design is intended to do. What the design or how the design is going to function, that is known as design function. And designing involves different types of functions, which is again based on the different types of products. For example, here it is shown that the drill should work in high humidity, which means even in rain or under very humid conditions the drill should work. So that is a functionality or a design function. Then the drill should switch off if it is under heavy load. So whenever abnormal load comes, then the drill should automatically switch off. So that is another design function. So similarly, these are what the design is intended to do, that is known as the design function. And some of the design functions can again impose certain restrictions or it can lead to certain constraints. Like if we are specifying the drill should not be greater than 1 kilogram weight, then again it is leading to a constraints. So one more constraint in that size or in the weight has been now specified. So some of the functions can lead to constraints. The design process actually starts when we incubate an idea. So whenever we are getting an idea and we screen out the idea, we find out which are the workable ideas. So from that point onwards, the design process starts. And design process generally can be mentioned as, or it covers the prototyping, manufacturing, marketing, quality control and sales. So a lot of activities are there, but in general if we speak, after taking the idea, then prototyping is there, manufacturing, marketing and the quality control check and sales can be made. Now, as we mentioned earlier, in order to produce a very effective design, a lot of time has to be allocated to the research and design phase of the product. So only if we are giving sufficient period of time, the designers and the design engineers can come up with very good and excellent designs. So a lot of time has to be allocated to that phase. Now, if we look at the different functions, the classification of design functions, these are the different design functions that contribute to the development of the product. The research function, the engineering function, manufacturing function, quality function, commercial function, and again back to research function. So it is forming a cycle. So research function means we are getting a product idea, getting an idea of the product after the incubation, and before the actual design phase starts, we research with the identification of need for the product, whether the product is actually needed in the market, whether there are similar existing products in the market, what is that the customer is expecting from this product and the customer is not getting from other products. What will be the working principle for this new product? Whether there are any other alternatives or solutions available in the market, etc. So we do a lot of research on this idea. So that is known as research function. After we research the function and we agree with starting of the design phase, then we proceed towards the engineering function. So engineering function is the function where the actual design starts. So we first make a preliminary design, and preliminary design, after creating the preliminary design is actually a sketch which does not have any accurate dimensions. So when we proceed from the preliminary sketching or preliminary design to detailed design, there we bring in all the engineering aspects. So engineering aspects such as the different dimensional parameters, the safety analysis, simulations, etc. All these are done during the detailed design phase. So during this engineering function, first of all, we create a three-dimensional model of the design using certain software packages. They are known as design packages or 3D CAD modeling packages. Using those packages, we create a three-dimensional model of the actual product. And after creating this three-dimensional model, this model is again subjected to many engineering analysis by making use of other analysis and simulation softwares. So analysis softwares will help you in identifying what are the different forces that are acting on the model, or maybe what are the different stresses that are developed in that model, and what are the different similarly the different force and stress factors. Similarly, many other analysis can be done: aerodynamic analysis, fluid analysis. Many analysis can be done using those analysis softwares. After analyzing the model, it is subjected to simulation. Simulation means how the model is going to work under actual working conditions. So we simulate, we just recreate the actual scenario using another software package. So there we can clearly see how the product is going to work. When we are subjecting it to certain conditions, how the product will function. So that is known as simulation. So all these things, cost estimation, all these things are done during the engineering function. So here in this pictures, you can see different vehicles, a car and a Hummer, a Jeep. This is the modeling phase where we create the three-dimensional model of that vehicle. After creating the model, we take it to another software, and here you can see certain lines, so that is known as meshing. So we analyze each of these small areas in detail. All the engineering analysis related to the development of this product will be analyzed. So the three-dimensional models, here it is showing the three-dimensional models being developed, and after developing those models, you can see all those products are being analyzed in a separate, or maybe in the same product, or it can be a separate same software, or can be separate software. So these are analysis softwares where certain analysis is being conducted on that product. For example, in this is a bracket that is welded or that is riveted to a frame, and the stress analysis is being conducted on this bracket. So depending on the color code specification is being shown here. We can identify which are the areas where the maximum stress or maybe the maximum torque or maybe any other parameter that is occurring at the maximum. Similarly here the fluid flow, the airflow is being shown, and the areas that are offering maximum resistance to the airflow is shown, so that accordingly we can change the design to reduce the resistance of airflow. So such analysis can be conducted using analysis softwares. So after doing the engineering function or after completing the engineering function, the product is ready to be manufactured, and actual manufacturing will take place in the manufacturing function. So manufacturing function gives you an idea of what are the elements of production or what are the different production processes being used, whether it is casting, assembly, forming, and whether the what type of raw materials are being used, how it is going to be purchased, how the machines are being arranged. So all these are being listed under manufacturing function. So manufacturing function is a function where the actual product is being physically manufactured from a virtual design. So we created a three-dimensional model and we created a design of the product during the engineering phase or the engineering function, and during the manufacturing function we are converting that design into actual physical product. Then we have the quality control function, which will help in controlling the quality of the product. That is, whether we need to check whether the products are complying with the quality standards, whether it is the products are being designed as per the quality standards. If it is not as per the quality or whether the product is not meeting the quality, then it is rejected. So that is the quality control function, quality checking. So checking for the safety, checking whether the dimensions are correct or not, checking whether all the functionalities are being met in that product or not. Design auditing, in the sense whether the correct design is being made or whether any changes are being incorporated in the existing design. The energy auditing, whether the energy being spent, whether it is correctly utilized or not, whether there is any energy wastages. So all these are coming under the quality control function. Then we have the commercial aspects which are covered by the commercial function, like sales and marketing, the interactions with the clients, transportation of the finished goods to the final customers, cost and service aspects related to the product, etc. So all these are coming under the commercial function. Now, how to generate design alternatives. So what is a design alternative? So design alternatives means the alternate solutions that are available for a existing design problem. So suppose we have got a customer requirement and the design engineer and the designer starts to work on the problem. So they get a number of multiple solutions. So these multiple solutions are known as design alternatives. So design alternatives actually represent the number of solutions or design solutions that we can approach to solve the design problem. And in every design problem we have or we get a multiple number of design alternatives, and we have to choose among a set of design alternatives based on the specific criteria. We have to choose the best design alternative and finalize on that design alternative. We cannot consider all the design alternatives because it is not possible for us to go ahead with multiple solutions at a time. So we need to concentrate on very few or maybe one or two design alternatives which are feasible. So the actual designs are created by considering a design space. So what is the design space? Design space represents actually a virtual area or an imaginary area which has a collection of design solutions or design alternatives. So it is a collection of design alternatives that we call as a design space. So whenever we consider a design problem, every design problem will have a design space in which a number of design solutions or alternatives will be available within that design space. So when we need to solve the design problem, what the designer does is to search for the design alternatives within that design space. So it is an imaginary space which has design alternatives for a problem. And it consists of all possible and feasible designs after finalizing the design task. So design space will have all workable ideas, workable designs and feasible designs. The ideas and designs which are infeasible or which may not work are not included in the design space. So whenever a designer searches for a solution to the design problem in the design space, there will be a lot of design solutions or ideas that are workable, and he needs to select the best alternative or the best solution from among a number of design alternatives. So a number of solutions will be available, and most of the solutions will be feasible or workable, and the designer should evaluate all these design alternatives based on certain criteria to select which is the best design alternative. And that is done by exploring all the design options, all the feasible design options. Feasible means it should be workable. So all those should be considered, and only then the designer can reach the final or can select the final design alternative. So the design space, as we mentioned, is an imaginary space, and the boundary of the design space covers all the feasible designs. So all the feasible designs for the particular design problem exists within this design space. Design space can be large or it can be very small, depending on how much research is done on that design problem. If a lot of time is spent on researching the design problem, we can get a large number of feasible solutions or ideas, so the design space will be larger. If only a small amount of time is dedicated for finding out the solutions or design solutions for the problem, then only a low number of design alternatives or solutions will be available, so that the design space will also be small. So larger design space means there are many design options that are available. Smaller design space means only a less number of design options are available for the designer. And a lot of parameters are considered while we select the design alternatives from this design space, like cost, performance, weight, size, quality. So a lot more parameters are considered for each of these design alternatives, and finally we select the best design alternative. There are a number of methods to select the best design alternatives, which we will discuss further in the next lecture. So the job of the designer is to find out the best of all the design alternatives. So design alternatives are design solutions. There will be multiple design solutions available within the design space, and the designer has to find out the best of all designs. And this can be done by searching nearby design space. So if there are a number of design spaces for similar design problems, if the designer is not able to find a best solution from one design space, he can refer another nearby design space which has similar solutions. So he can compare which is the best solution, and then he can select the best solution. And there are several systematic methods to allow the designer to move from one design space to next. For a new product, the design space is limited. So because for a new product, since it is designed at first, the number of designs available will be less. For a new product, since the product is entirely new, the design solutions will also be limited. So due to this limited number of design solutions, the design space will also be comparatively limited. So when a designer searches for a solution from the smaller design space, he may not be able to derive a number of or a large number of solutions because only a very limited solutions are available. So what has to be done is many other similar systems or products have to be studied, and the design space of those systems have to be analyzed, and if any of the solutions match with the current product, new product, that solution can be taken and modified accordingly. So that is the problem that is encountered while designing an entirely new product, because a new product will not have any existing design and a new design has to be created. So the design solutions, since they are not available, the existing solutions might be different from this new design, and so they have to be modified accordingly, or an entirely new design has to be created. So always it is very difficult to create a very new design from the scratch or from the beginning. So what can be done is existing solutions can be modified according to the new product or the new design, and then these changes can be made. So for smaller design spaces, many systems or similar products can be analyzed, and the design spaces for such systems can be analyzed, they can be checked, and design solutions from them can be taken and then modified in accordance with the new product. So the design space allows us to explore the possibilities and evaluate the suitability for a good design. So since design space has a large number of existing solutions, for existing products, number of solutions will be large, and it gives us an opportunity to explore all the different solutions, and if we go with these solutions, what will be the possible end result, that can be analyzed and evaluated if we carefully consider the design space. So thereby we can consider all the alternatives from the design space, and finally we can reach the best design. So that is the advantage of considering a design space. So design space, as we mentioned, it is actually a collection of a number of design solutions. So with that we conclude today's lecture, and in the next lecture we will be dealing with the different methods. There are different methods for generating design solutions or design alternatives that we will see in the next lecture. Thank you.